Using iPads with projectors, you can create some stunning effects. But connecting an iPad to a projector can be quite a challenge. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you 3 different ways to do it: HDMI, VGA and Apple TV. Cables are always much easier and much more reliable. This is an HDMI cable and we've got a HDMI to iPad adapter. The cable is already plugged into the projector and I've put the adapter onto the cable. All I need to do now is plug the adapter into the iPad itself and we've got a physical connection between the two. When you switch on your projector, the projector should automatically find the HDMI and you'll see your iPad screen appear through the projector on the wall. One disappointment is that the wall doesn't become a touch screen. You've still got to touch the iPad when you're working with interactive sensory apps like this one. One of the disadvantages of using any HDMI connection like this is that the sound will now come through your projector. Now this is fine if you're plugging it into a television, because TVs generally have a sound bar, but projectors, if they've got a speaker, you're okay. If not, you're going to have to use an external speaker. So connecting with an HDMI cable and adapter is really simple. But let's look at the next way, which is with a VGA cable. Now, this is a cable that many teachers will be familiar with. This is a VGA cable, and most computers are projected with these in classrooms. Let's plug it into the back of my projector, like that. Then I'll take the other end of my VGA cable, and this time I'm using a VGA to iPad adapter. Just screw it in there and we're ready to connect it. Then switch on the projector and let's see if it automatically connects. And it did, but it took a little longer than the video would make out. I'm going to show you in the next part of this what to do with your projector if it doesn't automatically connect. And the other thing you'll find with VGA is that the sound comes out of the iPad, not the projector. That's a big advantage, and certainly when I'm doing live demonstrations in front of audiences, I always use VGA because I've got control of my sound. And once again, if you're using apps like Sensory Lightbox, remember, the iPad is still the touchscreen, it's not the wall. Oh, wouldn't it be great if it was? Now, I personally think that's the easiest way to connect an iPad to a projector. You've still got control of your sound and your video comes up a decent size as well. If you want to connect your iPad wirelessly to a projector, then what you need to do is you need to have a thing called Apple TV. There it is. This is actually an old Apple TV and there's the remote. Now, you're not connecting the iPad with any cables, but you are connecting the Apple TV via an HDMI cable to your projector. That's an Asus P3B projector there. And you can see that I've got Apple TV up and running and it's working with the projector. Now at this stage, let me warn you that it sometimes doesn't happen like that. You switch on your projector, you have your Apple TV switched on, and the projector just can't find the Apple TV. So this projector has now just gone to its internal projection system. Now, what you need to do is find a button that says source. Have a look in your instruction manual because it may not say it on the button. It may say source, it may say search. And what it hopefully will do then is it will search for the HDMI connection. In other words, Apple TV. So now, provided you haven't got lots of things plugged into it, you will find it will automatically fire up the Apple TV through the HDMI connection. If not, you may have to press an enter button or an OK button to get HDMI to work. So if it's sourced it, if it's found it, the screen should look like that. And what you're looking at there is actually the Apple TV screen. So here's what you do with the iPad to make it work. Importantly, at this point, you must make sure that the Apple TV and the iPad are on the same Wi-Fi connection. Right now, touching the screen of the iPad, swipe up from the bottom, just like I've done there. And then if you look at the bottom, it says screen mirroring. What you need to do now is to tap the screen mirroring button and you should just see one Apple TV. I have two up and running in the house at the moment, so I'm just going to select one and then the magic should happen. There it is. You can see the screen of my iPad is now exactly the same as the screen through the projector. Don't forget that your sound from your iPad will also now be running through your projector, not your iPad. So if you don't have a speaker and a volume control on your projector, you may need to have to get a little speaker to plug into it. But other than that, that's it. Making your iPad work wirelessly with a projector using Apple TV.